Oklahoma and Auburn, that was a great football game. Let's talk about it. First, let's get the elephant out the room, though. The referees were horrible today. They called a horrible game, a bad game, I don't know, a terrible game, whatever you want to call it. I feel like Oklahoma benefited from this, though, more than Auburn. Like, Oklahoma definitely had some calls that didn't go their way, but Auburn got screwed, like, on 2 plays for sure. The 2 plays I got in mind in the first quarter, let's talk about it. The receiver catches the ball, takes a step and a half, full step and a half, has firm possession of the football, and somehow that's not a fumble. I don't know what they see in the replay center, but they need some glasses. I feel personally that should have went Auburn way, and Auburn should have been up 6-7 points at that point in the game. But they take that away. Now let's talk about the hideaway touchdown play. That was a trick play, a cheap play, and the receiver supposedly being subbed out, going off the field, and somehow he stays on the field, left wide open, unaccounted for, and scores an easy touchdown. That was a cheap shot, and Oklahoma gets 6 points off of that, and that was the only touchdown and a half. Now, granted, that's 12 points you took off the board, and Auburn loses the game by 7 points. Like, come on, man. So you got to feel for the Auburn fans right there, but honestly, that's not the reason they lost the game. They still had a chance to win the game. The reason they lost the game was because Oklahoma defensive front was unstoppable, bro. 7 sacks in the first half. Like, that's unheard of. The school record was 9, and they almost broke that in the first half. They only needed 2 more. And the killing part about that, they did this with only 4 men rushing. Like, ironically, they played worse when they sent more pressure, and Jackson Arnold was able to handle the pressure and make better plays when they sent more than 4 people. So shout out to the defensive front of Oklahoma. They played great. Had Jackson Arnold on his back a lot. And they forced Jackson Arnold to be a better passer than he is running. Like, he was throwing the ball better than he ran tonight. He maybe had like 1 run for a first down in the first half, and then in the second half, it was a 4th and 11 play, a big run. He ended up busting like 15, 16 yards, but his legs was taken away, and he was pretty much limited. He was throwing the ball deep a lot to Cam Coleman, and that dude is unguardable, bro. Like, they could not stop him. Anytime Cam Coleman was running down the field, it was either a completion or an overthrow by Jackson Arnold, or I would say defensive pass interference, some type of flag, some type of holding, because they couldn't do nothing with him. Like, the big turning point, though, was Jackson Arnold missing Cam Coleman in the third quarter with like 4 minutes left. That's another play that could have changed the momentum of the game for Auburn and like changed things. They scored that. They go up like 16-13, but instead of scoring, they ended up settling for a field goal and the kicker missed. But on the Oklahoma side, the first half, their offense wasn't too hot neither. Like, John Mateer was struggling. They couldn't get no rhythm. They couldn't get nothing going. And actually, I think Auburn offense played better than them because they actually outgained them. And like I said, the only touchdown that Oklahoma had in the first half was the cheap play where the receiver was going off the field, but somehow stayed on the field, and then he wide open because nobody accounted for him. But even with that, they didn't drive down the field in that. The defense and the special teams forced a botched punt. Like, the punter had a bad snap. He tried to make a play. Defense stopped him. So they started in, like, right outside the red zone, like the 24-yard line, or maybe inside the red zone. I can't remember exactly, but they had a lot of things go their way. The only thing that didn't go their way in the first half was John Mateer had a bad like handoff exchange with the running back, and Auburn got the ball, but they ended up stalling out on that drive, I believe. But yeah, with that being said, in the second half, John Mateer, he ended up finding the rhythm, and he started, chopping up the defense with had a lot of crosser routes, had a lot of drag routes, and somehow Auburn defense did not adjust for it. It felt like they was playing a lot of man and sending pressure, but I felt like they should have like dropped back into the zone because they was getting eaten alive with the cross routes and the drags. Like, Oklahoma ended the first half with a play like that and got in the scoring position, but it got called back because apparently it had a pick route, and it was flagged for offensive pass interference. But Auburn offense couldn't get nothing on the ground, and yeah, it was pretty much still like Jackson Arnold was very inconsistent with the ball. Felt like every time he tried to throw the ball short or like in the middle of the field, he was throwing too hard, too many fastballs, and just couldn't find a rhythm. But with all that being said, Oklahoma played good on defense, played great, got 3 more sacks in the second half. Jackson Arnold still had a chance to win the game at the end of the game after Oklahoma went down and scored the drive before. And guess what happened? The same thing that happened all game. The defensive line showed up. They had a sack on third down, and then they had a sack on, I think that was fourth down to end the game, and it ended up being a safety. Like, that defensive front was very vicious, and Auburn just couldn't handle it, and they came up short today. Great football game, though.